Hey guys, welcome to another 3 Minute Thursday. This week I'm going to talk about glassware and how it affects your whiskey. So this week I thought I would do a little experiment with different types of glassware. And disclaimer about this video, this isn't a video to say how you should drink your whiskey. Drink your whiskey out of whatever glassware you want. You know, I mean, I'm not a big believer in saying this is a specific way that you have to drink your whiskey and it has to be drunk out of a certain type of glass. I sat with exactly the same whiskey in 6 different glasses and nosed it, tasted it, and I've come out with a marking scheme to break this down and break it into 3 minutes for us here. So the first thing I'm going to mark it on is obviously nose. How did it nose? How did the whiskey come through in this glass? The next thing was taste, and on taste what I looked at here was how the whiskey hit the palate. Did it spread out throughout the mouth nicely and hit the tongue in all the different areas that I wanted it to? The third thing was looks, and the fourth thing was comfort. How did it sit in the hand? So the first one I had a look at was the traditional rocks glass. This is quite a pretty one, I must admit, but I love this glass. This is a glass that I use a lot when I'm just simply enjoying a whiskey, sitting down to a movie, chatting with friends. This gets given to you when you go to any bar, any restaurant, order a whiskey. This is the one you're going to get, right? How did it do? Bear in mind this is out of 10, guys. So on the nose with the rocks glass, it got a 3. Not great. When you put your whiskey into a rocks glass, everything just goes. You lose all the aromas straight out the glass. It's not the best tasting glass. Then on taste-wise, it actually works really well. Taste, I gave this a 7. Really strong. There's nothing wrong with the rocks glass on the taste. I think it works really well, especially if you have a nice one like this, which is made out of crystal. Looks-wise, 10. This is the one that's used in all the movies. You want to look like a movie star. You want to look like someone who's drinking Scotch whiskey. This is the glass that you grab. Comfort, gave it an 8. It's fine. So the rocks glass starts off with 28 points on the board out of a possible 40, setting the bar pretty high. Next up, shot glass. Scores up there. First time I've ever drunk single malt Scotch whiskey out of a shot glass. There's a reason. Next up is this puppy. Little bit of an unusual glass for whiskey. You may never have seen this before. This is made by my good friend Neil Ferrier, who owns a company called Discommon. Amazing glass. It's called the Lowball. It's made out of aluminium, highly engineered. It looks like a rocks glass. It obviously feels like a rocks glass in your hand. But on the inside, it's shaped the same way as a Glencairn. I gave this a 7 on the nose. Taste-wise, also gave it a 7. Looks, I mean, come on, that is a 10. That is a solid 10 right there. What a sexy looking glass. You can't beat that for looks. Comfort, it is actually really comfortable to hold. The way it's been designed, it has this nice little bit that fits around for your palm here. However, you put a couple of ice cubes in here because it's made from aluminium. It does get really cold, drops down to a 7. Total for the Discommon Lowball glass was a 31. Next up was the neat glass. Really interesting glass. Whenever I've judged whiskey spirit competitions, this is the weapon of choice. This wins hands down for nose and taste. 10 out of 10 on both parts. When you nose this, you just get everything from the whiskey. It really opens it up. It tames down the ethanol alcohol notes. It works fantastically well. On the palate, with this lip on the glass, it spreads everything out. You get to taste everything so well in the neat glass. So highly recommend this for a glass if you want to analyze your whiskey and see what's going on. Now the bad part of it. Looks wise, sorry guys, but I give this a 2. It's not the most comfortable glass to hold on to. It's kind of awkward. So again, scored really low on that. I gave that a 3. So overall score for this, 25 for the neat glass. Last glass up, the unofficial, official whiskey glass around the world now. You go to any kind of tasting, chances are they're going to have this in their tasting. This is personally my weapon of choice when it comes to a whiskey glass. The Glencairn glass, family run business out of Scotland. A lot of respect for these guys, love the family that runs it as well. On the nose with this, gets a 9. Solid glass. Taste wise, 9 as well. Looks a solid 9, and comfort, it gets a 10. I mean, it's so good, it's so comfortable to hold, great to nose. Just, I feel really at home when I hold the Glencairn glass, which sounds quite weird. But anyway, I give this a 37. So only 3 points off, full marks for the Glencairn. So coming in at number 1 is the Glencairn glass. You know, there is a reason why it is kind of the official whiskey glass now, and the one that everyone uses for tastings, for nosings. However, looking at the top 3 there, we've got 2 glasses that are casual drinking glasses and one that's for analysing. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.